what do we have here? Gonzaga is the favorite. They're the number one overall seed, and they are the favorite to win it all, plus 300. I'll pat myself on the back a little bit. I knew without watching a game that Gonzaga was going to roll through their conference, right? They're going to win their conference tournament. They were going to probably lose once in the conference, lose once, twice, or three times during the regular season. And then you weren't going to be able to get them at plus 650. Well, I was right about that. Probably the only thing I was right about. They're 300, plus 300, 3-1 to win it all. Arizona 6-1, Kentucky, a 2 seed, plus 850, Kansas 10-1, Baylor 12-1, Auburn 16-1, the Duke Blue Devils 17-1. And then we get into 20 and above. We're going to go with our regional picks. I'll go Gonzaga right out there. What is that? That's the West. Minus 140. They have the top two most outstanding player candidates in Drew Timme and Chet Holmgren. They ran through their conference. They killed Texas this year. They killed UCLA. They rolled over Texas Tech. They beat San Francisco, a tournament team, 3 times. They beat St. Mary's 2 out of 3. Mark Few's teams will have, I think, an easy-ish time winning 3 games and then dispatching of Texas Tech again. Give me Gonzaga minus 140 to win their region. Who else has Gonzaga? Brother Bry, you have anything to add?
Yeah, no, I have the same thing. I mean, I really like them to make the Elite Eight. I mean, we all liked Arkansas coming in like before the tournaments, but I think that's just a bad spot for Arkansas in that bracket. So yeah, I have the same thing too. I have them reaching the Elite Eight rather easily, and then them beating Texas Tech there. But yeah, I don't think that region is too difficult for them, especially that that top side of the bracket for sure.
Harry, you're in love with Texas Tech, and you think they'll come out of that West.
Yeah, they're plus 550. Mark Adams' team knows how to play defense 21 times this season. They held opponents at 62 points or less. Made the championship game in 2018. They beat Gonzaga, number 1 seed, in the West Finals that year. So give me Texas Tech.
All right. Parlay Kid, you're giving Coach K one more shot here. Plus 460. That's unheard of to win a region.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't particularly care too much for Coach K, but just like the way I just get a sense here, Sal. This is a talented team. They have not played well here, but is this where we're going to say, of course, Duke won? Oh yeah, Duke. I just get that feeling that maybe there is one last rally around the old man here, and the team plays up to its full potential, and we'll look back and say, man, I should have jumped on Duke knowing that these kids would play all out for Coach K and that he'd be all in on this and his assistant coaches would be all in on this. So that's really the only reason why I'm taking. And look, part of it is I do like Texas Tech. I actually have them at 30-1. I put some money on them a few weeks back to actually win the tournament. But since Harry's already nabbed them, and Gonzaga's, Sal, they kind of scare me a little bit. I don't think they shoot the 3 ball well enough, and that could cost them a game. So let's ride with Duke. Think that they maybe step up and rally for Coach K one last time. And I don't want to be caught sleeping on it.
That would be a great Elite 8 game, right? Duke and Gonzaga. That'd be the best we could ask for.
I think that would be. I'm sure that's what the television networks are rooting for this. So.
For sure. All right, let's go East. I'm going UCLA. I'm going the 4 seed plus 650. I watched them all year in the Pac-12 tournament, back and forth. That was a great final with Arizona. I think they beat Akron, St. Mary's. I know Harry's high on St. Mary's. Baylor, if they're around, I think they can get picked off before UCLA would even get there. And then Kentucky, Juzang, Tiger Campbell, Jaime Jaquez. Jaquez double-double in 2 of his last 3 games. Just makes crazy shots down the stretch. Very clutch player. They beat Villanova, Marquette, Arizona, and USC. They split with them. And Mick Cronin just knows how to win. He took them to the Elite 8 last year. They bullied down low at Jaquez against Baylor if they get that far. And I think they're too long and athletic for Harry St. Mary's team, even though I know he has them going to the Final Four. But Brother Brian, you like UCLA as well.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I think I liked them at the beginning of the year. I mean, those odds have gone way up for them, but I think odds-wise at plus 650, I think that's the best odds for a team that still has a legit chance to win this thing. They're finally, it seems like they're finally pretty much healthy. And like you said, that was a good back and forth battle between Arizona. Didn't necessarily, that would have, I mean, I actually think they still probably should have been a little bit better than a 4 seed, just because you had to factor in they weren't really healthy all year. But yeah, plus 650, I think to me, that was the best odds I saw on the board for a Final Four team that has a legit shot of winning it.
All right. Harry, St. Mary's all over the place. I know everybody. They're an experienced team. I will say that's good for them. And I think they get dismissed immediately because they play second fiddle to Gonzaga every year. But this is a different and better team.
It is. They are 20-1 to win the region, 25-7 this season, late February. I know maybe it was just one game, but they did beat the Zags. They just didn't beat them. They shut them down, won by double digits, held them to 57 points, 36% shooting from the field. They're a very good free throw shooting team. The top 2 leading scorers shoot over 50%. And like I said, they slayed the Dragon in Gonzaga. So that was one time. They played them 3 times, lost them in the West Coast Finals. But still, at 20-1, St. Mary's in the second round meets up with UCLA. 13 miles separate the 2 schools. UCLA was a surprise last year. UCLA's on everyone's radar this year, so maybe it's a little different situation for the Bruins. I'm taking the Gales at 20-1.
Interesting. All right. Parlay Kid, Purdue plus 550. They battled. They lost in the finals to Iowa yesterday in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, Sal. And a lot of times for me too, I think picking these teams, I like to sometimes roll with good coaches. And Matt Painter is certainly one of the best coaches here. Underrated, if you want to say. They're one of the top players in the country. No, you don't think he's underrated, Harry?
I don't think he's underrated. What's he ever done?
What?
Where's he gone?
Purdue's.
What's he done?
I mean, what has the St. Mary's coach done? I mean, I'm
Purdue gets a lot more recruits out of the Midwest than St. Mary's is getting.
They're fighting with a lot of teams.
That's true.
I think Painter's an excellent coach, and he certainly deserves a little bit more recognition. I think he's a good coach. 27-7 Purdue here, Sal, one of the top players in the country, and Jaden Ivory averages 7, 5, and 3 a game. Another very good shooting senior guard in Sasha Stefanovic shoots 40% from 3. I like the fact that he's a senior, won't be fazed by this. And 7'4" center, Zach Edey, if I'm pronouncing it right. That guy averages 14, almost 15 points a game in 19 minutes of play. I'm not sure if anybody else here has somebody that can really go toe-to-toe with a man that big, even though he only really plays half the game. I like Purdue. They're battle-tested. They're rugged. And they seem to have guys, and again, a good coach, good guard play, and a big man. They could make a run here, so I'll be coming back with them later. I think they might win this whole thing.
All right. Oh, interesting. All right, let's go. The team that beat them, I'm taking big upset there in the Midwest. I have Iowa beating Wisconsin to make it to the Final Four in the Midwest. They were my team. Picked them to win the Big Ten. Keegan Murray, I think his stock is going to rise for the draft. The Knicks might be looking at him. Can the Knicks even get him? What number pick will the Knicks have? He's right around like number 8 now.
Then the Knicks will have 9, Sal.
All right. I get it. Right. 19 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists in that finals game. Not surprisingly, he was the tournament's most outstanding player. He's National Player of the Year, All-American candidate. He broke the Big Ten scoring record, 103 points. That was yes, he won that, but he also during the tournament surpassed Luka Garza, our guy, for Iowa's all-time single season scorer. So there you go. Keegan Murray had double-digit wins. Iowa did against Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State. They outplayed Purdue really thoroughly, I thought, yesterday. Fran McCaffrey's kid, Patrick, is pretty good, 10 a game. Jordan Bohannon is a nice guard. They play Richmond in the opening round. Darren, that's your kryptonite. The Spiders, Harry, who did they beat when were we freshmen in college when they beat Syracuse?
They beat Syracuse, yeah.
That was a 215.
Right. Kenny Wood, East Hampton
Kenny
kid.
Wood. He was bald, right? He was a bald kid?
From East Hampton High School, Sal.
Right. I remember it was from one of the Hampton schools. And that was the Derek Coleman senior year, Harry? That was his last year?
I think that was I don't think was that Billy Owens. Billy Owens blew that game, right?
Don't sleep on Richmond. They
I know
literally
you have to
uh,
say this because they beat
that-
your
well,
team. You have to say
but
it.
they have literally a lineup of guys who are all 4 years old. It's they have like 8th year seniors all over that
Well, that's
roster.
not fair.
It's crazy.
They can't do that.
It's
I think
not-
Iowa
no.
benefits from upsets. I could see Kansas getting knocked off before the Sweet 16, maybe even Providence. They play Wisconsin, like I said, in the Elite 8. And my pick to win the Big Ten is going to make the Final Four. Win the Midwest region at plus 390. Harry, who do you have for this? You have LSU?
LSU at 13-1. Kind of weird situation with the Tigers here with Will Wade out as head coach and because of violations, they let him go. Kevin Nickelberry takes over here. I think this might be a situation where the team bands together. They are a pretty good team. They beat Tennessee and Kentucky back-to-back games. I think they have a nice path here too. They get Iowa State, who I don't even understand how Iowa State really got in. Five times this season, the Cyclones scored 40 points in the 40s or less. 2 of the last 3, 36 against Oklahoma State, who didn't make the tournament, and 41 against, like Darren mentioned, a very good Texas Tech defensive team in the Big 12 tournament. Then they get Wisconsin, who's banged up with Johnny Davis, who didn't have a good Big 10 tournament. And then possibly Auburn, where Auburn in their last 9 is only 5-4.
Iowa State has some good wins, though, don't they? They beat Creighton. They beat Iowa.
They beat Texas Tech once, but
beat Texas Tech.
Boy, 5 times.
They lost to Kansas by 1.
They had a nice stretch earlier. Early on.
Yeah, they were better
really
early.
well.
They were better early.
It kind of fell apart.
All right, so there you go with that. All right, now Parlay Kid, you have Auburn plus 260. They're an interesting story because everyone's talking about Tennessee, how Tennessee got screwed. And by the way, enough of it. It doesn't matter if you're a 2 or 3 seed. Don't go crazy crying about it. First of all, Tennessee.
It doesn't matter.
You lost to Nova. You got killed by Nova anyway. How are you going to be a 2 seed? But it also doesn't matter because the 2 plays the 3, and then you're going to play the second best, probably 1 seed in Arizona. So it doesn't really matter. But anyway, my point is everyone's talking about Tennessee. They forgot about Auburn, who's a 2 seed, and you get them at plus 260.
Yeah, Sal. Again, let's look at the coach. They got a very good coach, as we know.
What has he ever done?
Yeah, what has he ever done?
Wins.
Cheat out, throw his assistant coaches under the bus at Tennessee and do nothing there.
No.
That's something. That something.
He did too. He's a scoundrel.
This guy,
he's a weasel.
He's a winner wherever he goes.
Weasel.
Builds programs. He's a program builder. Does a great job. And here's the thing I like about this Auburn team. I mean, I know they haven't been world beaters lately, but they're 27-5 in their 5 losses this year by combined 20 points. Okay, so what they've lost close games, right? So 21 points to be exact. They won the difficult SEC in terms of during the regular season, had the best record in it. Got a 6'10" freshman in Jabari Smith, who averaged 17 and 7. They got 3 other guys that average 11 plus, 2 guards that average 12 plus, and I like these guards in these type of games. They're a good overall team. They get at it. They come at you. They average close to 80 points a game, about 79 points a game. One of the top scoring teams in the country. Have about a 12-point differential in terms of the points they give up. And they get at it. So I think maybe they got some of their losses out of the way here, and they get back to the team they were for 85% of the season. So this is and look, Jacksonville State, the winner of Miami, USC, and then most likely Wisconsin or LSU, at least to get to the final 8 here, Sal. Yeah. So I think that's not a really. I think they could do it. I think that's a very favorable look for them.
You like them too?
I like them too, but I will say the Midwest to me, like I wouldn't be surprised if anything happened in this Midwest bracket, right? When you look at it, I mean, anything could happen. This I feel like if there's going to be some sleeper Cinderella team, it's coming from this side. But, like Harry was saying before, Auburn hasn't necessarily been playing particularly well, but, it came down to them, I think, whether if they won the SEC, they probably would have got a 1 seed, right? If they, losing early, they get the 2 seed still. So there wasn't necessarily a lot for them to play for, even though, like Parlay Kid was saying, they have played competitively or hard pretty much in every game. So, I think if their shot selection's a little bit better, their guards. Their guards have to shoot the three a little bit better. They've struggled
They don't
shooting
shoot
the three.
them great, yes.
So that they have to shoot them a little bit better. And
They
I
were
would
awful against A&M.
and they were. And I think
they were just out of that game from the beginning.
Yeah, I think it's hard when you fall behind in that type of game and you don't necessarily need that game. It's hard. It's hard for them. But
that's the whole thing. I do say that. Like you look at the faces of the players on Baylor and Illinois and all those teams that were eliminated Wednesday and Thursday. They know they have another tournament coming up, right? It's not the worst thing in the world. And by the way, did A&M go to overtime the night before? That's all you need to know. Of course, Auburn didn't have a shot.
They did, didn't they?
I think that was one.
Well, let's see. Well, they had Florida, Arkansas, Auburn. Is that what it was?
Oh, was it? No, because they beat Arkansas. Yeah, that wasn't.
That was the Florida one was the overtime. But I would trust Bruce Pearl. I think though in this region though, because like I said, I don't know. I'm not overly impressed when I look at the teams in this side here.
Right.
All right. West, we're split. No, not West. What the hell bracket is this? This is the South bracket with Arizona at the 1. This is the screwy one, or people think, with Villanova 2, Tennessee 3, and Illinois 4. This is a fun one. I'm going with Villanova. I really like this team. Honestly, 19-3 in the last 22 after starting 7-4. Only program in the nation to win multiple national championships since 2016. They allow just 57 points a game in the Big East tournament. You talk about big time coaches. Parlay kid, Jay Wright. He's the man.
Yeah.
And for God's sakes, you're getting good numbers for them for a 2 seed at plus 390 to make the Final Four. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to you either. You have them as well.
Yeah, I'm on you with this, Sal. They won 10 out of the last 11 games. And Sal, as you know, good guard play, right? They got a senior guard in Gillespie, a junior guard in Moore. They both average 15 plus points per game, battle-tested players. And as you said, the coach and Jay Wright, we've seen him get it done before. I don't think Harry's going to slam him.
What has he done,
at least?
No, he's done something. He's done stuff.
He
runs a clean.
There's not too many national titles.
He runs
to
a
go
clean
around.
ship here too, Darren. He runs a clean ship.
How do you know about anything? You don't know a damn thing. What do you know about a clean ship?
I know.
Just like Jimmy B ran a clean ship all those years in Syracuse, right? Clean ship. Okay. So we're both on this. I like Nova. I think this is good value for a 2 seed. And I definitely think, Sal, this is a team that's going to the Elite 8. So I think they're just
like a polished Duke. Duke doesn't play defense. Duke is like 130th in defense this last 3 weeks or something. They've been terrible. They give up threes. Villanova, people might be bored by them, but they do enough offensively. Great guards, like you said, and they play D.
It's a team you might want to think about rolling to win it all, Sal.
Well, we'll get to that in a second because I do have Nova actually. But let's let these guys make a case for Arizona. Harry, you could start off.
Yeah, look, Arizona looked fantastic in the Pac-12 tournament for the most part. Closed the season strong, 10 of the last 11 games, 81 points or more. Pac-12 Player of the Year, Benedict Mathurin was fantastic in the Pac-12 tournament. And during the regular season, center Christian Koloko is tremendous down low, 63% shooter down low, gets plenty of rebounds, clogs up the middle. Arizona at plus 145. I'm taking it.
Their athletes are incredible on that team.
They really are.
It was a joy to watch. A lot of wide open basketball. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
They are, right? They are probably the most fun team to watch. And it's funny, I tried to talk myself out of them all season. I think after I saw that first UCLA game back, but that's when, I don't know, there's a lot of COVID stuff going on around then too, but they really are legit. They're great in transition. They're huge. They beat UCLA even without that guy, Kirk Kriisa, who it seems like he's going to be back at some point, maybe they won't need him in the first game or two. But to me, outside of Gonzaga, that they look like I don't know. To me, they look like the second best team outside of Gonzaga.
Right. So Kreese had a triple-double like 4 games ago, too.
Yeah, no, he's great. He pushes the ball. He pushes the ball. He makes a lot of plays. It's great in transition. So, I do think I think he has to be back probably for them to make it. But I think having another Well, I mean, he's probably back. He'll probably come back this week, but even if he's not back until the following week, that'll be huge for them.
All right, so those are our regional picks. Let's pick a team to win it all. It would be easy for me to go with Gonzaga. I took the easy way out and picked them before the season at plus 650. Now they're 3-1. Doesn't seem like much fun. Although, like I said, Holmgren and Timmy are the leaders in the clubhouse for, where is it here, for most outstanding player. Timmy's plus 950, Holmgren plus 950 also. So that's fun if you want to play either of those or Gonzaga. But I'm going Nova, Parlay Kid. I'm doing it. I love the Jay Wright story. I like, Gillespie, 2-time Big East Player of the Year. What did he do? He scored 8 of his team's last 10 points on Saturday night. Just a closer. Just knows what he's doing. He and Jermaine Samuels played as freshman reserves on that 2018 championship team.
There. Yep.
Lots of experience. Like you mentioned, Gillespie and Justin Moore, great guard play. Their adjusted offensive efficiency is 8. Their adjusted defensive efficiency is 28th. Give me Villanova. I don't understand why they're 20-1 as a 2 seed. Like maybe they have a tougher run as far as 2 seeds go because they have to go to Tennessee if everything plays out, play against Tennessee. But 20-1, Kentucky's plus 850 as a 2 seed. Villanova 20-1. I think that's great value, and I think they cut down the nets in a few weeks. Parlay Kid, you're going Purdue.
Yeah, well, look, it's not. This is, we try to mix it up here a little here, Sal. It's ironic because in real life, I have money on Texas Tech, which I think we'll hear about soon.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also, before I do like UCLA, which I think we're going to hear about soon, and I like Nova.
Yeah.
So just to make switch it up a little bit, I do think Purdue can make a run here, being that they have the players at the positions. You have one of the best players in Ivy. You got a very big, pretty good big man who puts up some solid numbers. Grabbed 14 rebounds in literally 18 minutes against Iowa. He might not be out there a lot on the court for Purdue. They got a good coach. They got a guy in Stevanovic who can shoot the 3 ball a little bit. I just think they're battle tested. I think this Big Ten. I think everybody was probably very disappointed in the Big Ten last year, right? I think they had a lousy conference. I think they kind of make a bit of a comeback.
Terrible. Illinois early exit, Michigan, right? All those teams. Yeah.
I think they kind of make a little bit of a comeback this year, the Big Ten. So at 20-1, again, this is why I think your call on Villanova I like better than my call here. But I think this Purdue team is gonna make a deep run and give me a chance here.
All right. Brother Bry, UCLA, fun to watch, and one of my Final Four teams, and you're picking them to win it all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sticking with this. I mean, this is based on value, right? Again, I said this on the Final Four too. I think the fact that you're getting them to win it at 35-1, they're finally healthy. If they can come out hot, I think in the first game, and they can carry that over the next few games, I think they have a legit shot. And you said it before with Cronin at this time of year. I trust him in these big type of games, and last year we saw, it was weird, right? Nobody was expecting what the Pac-12 did last year. Now, finally, the Pac-12 is getting some respect with some of the teams that they have here. Because I do think UCLA, Arizona, even USC, I think USC is pretty good as well.
Well, it'll probably be a reversal last year, right? Now that we said all this, Big Ten is terrible. They'll be good. USC and UCLA will suffer early exits.
Yeah, it's funny because Big Ten's kind of faded, right? I feel like down the stretch, I mean, nobody took a,
and yet they have 9 teams in. Yeah. But UCLA, I mean, these teams aren't going to get scared. They don't look scared at all, UCLA. And they took Gonzaga to the limit. Lost to them this year, but took them to the limit in the tournament last year when they seemed to be overmatched going in. All right, Harry, hit us with the Texas Tech stuff.
Yeah, Texas Tech at 25-1, battle tested, like I said, made the championship a couple of years back in 2019. They beat Tennessee this year. They swept Baylor in Texas, beat Kansas on their home floor, lost to Kansas in Lawrence in double overtime. They're pretty deep. Last 4 games, they've had 4 different leading scores. Give me the Red Raiders 25-1.
All right, there you go. We're going to get to our Sweet 16 value picks in a second. It's all on FanDuel. And yes, also on FanDuel, you bet $5, you get $150. You start your bracket with a bang. FanDuel Sportsbook's giving new customers $150 instant bonus guaranteed. That's right. You'll get $150 in bonus site credit. All you have to do is place your first bet of $5 or more how you bet the brackets. Up to you. You could choose from the money line, totals, prop bets, and so much more. Plus, with cash out, the ball's in your court, so you can close out your bet whenever you want before the game is over. Join FanDuel today with promo code Against All Odds. Then you can place your $5 bet to score $150 in bonus site credit guaranteed. That's promo code Against All Odds on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Let's quickly get to them. By the way, we are going to go over 21 games with Tate Frazier tomorrow. 21. No, and we're going to save a few for Friday night, but 21, the first 21 with Tate tomorrow. But in the meantime, let's go over FanDuel has a thing with the Sweet 16. Which team will make it? Which team won't? Value picks, obviously the Arizonas to make the Sweet 16s and the Gonzagas, they're going to be big money, minus 800, minus 850, whatever. But good value pick, I think Houston Cougars at plus 116 to make the Sweet 16. They crushed their tournament. They won by an average of 17. They beat Joel's Hofstra team during the year. They play UAB. And maybe Illinois, though lots of people think they could lose to Chattanooga, but the Cougars, either way, on a top 12 offensive and defensive efficiency team, according to Ken Palm. I get Kelvin Sampson's team gets it done. I think they're solid. They're underrated. Plus 116 Houston. Yes, to make the Sweet 16. Harry.
At plus 250, I'm going to ride the Gales, St. Mary's. Again, like I said, they know what they have to do here. They did it against Gonzaga. They beat them. They shut them down. And it's going to be a fun game if they win and then UCLA wins. Like I said, 13 minutes away from the UCLA campus to the St. Mary's campuses. That should be a very fun game, and a lot of people will be on UCLA. I can see that, but taking and riding with the Gales as an underdog here, I love it.
Boy, everyone pushing St. Mary's into that. Like, they're definitely going to beat Indiana if Indiana beats Wyoming. Like that, are they even going to be favored?
Indiana played tough in the Big Ten Conference. I'm not just listen. They were. That's what probably pushed them into this playing game. But still, I like the St. Mary's team overall. I like the defense that they can do. And Indiana, a lot of times, had some nice games this season, but didn't show up a lot either.
Bri, did you find a Sweet 16 team? Who do you like?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I mean, you asked for value. I'm going like real value here. I'm going to go with South Dakota State at plus 880. Even in this first matchup with the number 4 team Providence, they're only plus 116 to win this game. So that means that, against an Iowa team, they would probably right now, that means they'd probably be like plus 350.
Yep.
But, I don't trust this Providence team at all. I liked them early on, but, they kind of fell apart down the stretch, and the fact that they were kind of lucky to win some of those games that they had in overtime. So everything was close. South Dakota State has won 21 straight games. They beat Oral Roberts twice this season. They shot 45% from 3. So a lot of different guys. I think they were the second best scoring team in the country. So I like those odds. You're getting plus 880, and meanwhile they're plus 116 for a first round matchup. So I thought those were pretty good odds.
Oh man. Well, if that happens, there's an excellent chance I'm picking from the cap of consequences, because that would mean Iowa is knocked out early. All right.
I like it, Bri. I like it.
What do you like, Parlay Kid?
Well, I like some of the things you guys are saying. Samat, you guys can tell me what the odds here. What do we have on Davison, Sal? Because I'll maybe ride with an A10
Davidson,
school.
yes, is plus 680. You
Plus
got to do it.
680.
You said it. You already said it.
Let's ride with Davison then, Sal. A10 tested. And they have a Long Island coach, Sal. The guy's a lifer there in Davidson.
Oh, what has he ever done?
And he's a Long Island guy. Built a powerhouse in Davison. Let's start with them, Sal. Let's go with them.
There you go. So they'd have to beat Duke. That would be fun. That'd be fun.
Well, I have Duke, but I'm kind of hedging my bet.
All right, there you go. Yeah, that's a decent enough hedge. You're just saying that Duke won't lose to Gonzaga. I know, but they could beat David. All right, yeah, I like it. Plus 680 for Davidson. St. Mary's for Harry. I'm taking a plus 116, and Brother Bry, South Dakota State. That'd be a big upset if they get to the Sweet 16. Hey, go to extrapoints.com/arcade. Join our bracket contest. Win $1,000. Go in there. You know what? This is not one of those things where you're on an email list with a friend you went to college with. You barely spoke to him, but he's running a pool. It's like, oh, Jesus, why are you sending me this every year after year after donate $10? This isn't that. This is free. You get in there, extrapoints.com/arcade, get $1,000. And as far as the staff goes, the talent here. Oh, cap of consequences. So, Harry, I don't know. You're taking some big swings with Texas Tech, St. Mary's, Zona, and LSU in your Final Four. Are you ready to put your money where your mouth is?
I kind of am. I'm ready.
All right. There you go. That's it.
Even though I don't think in all these years of gambling for 40 years since age 9, 10, I've never hit a bracket contest my entire life. Never.
I believe it.
Too many upsets. Always too many upsets.
Well, you're picking all the upsets. What are you talking about?
Didn't Harry say he would also be back in Jamie's pool this year?
Are you going to be back? Are you going to do that?
Oh, I'll do it this year. Last year sucked because of COVID. I said that. That's what I said. I'll do it this year.
I don't think that's what you said. You said you have too much going on or something. You said something.
I said I was out of everyone's contest last year because of COVID. I said it's too much shit's going to happen. I'm out.
What shit happened? Then the team it was Gonzaga against Baylor in the finals. How crazy was that?
We were worried about teams not being able to play, and it just sucked. So I was this year I'm back in.
I'll tell Jamie's pool. Not that anyone could join this because it's a private pool, but you pick a team, you pick it. You tell them. You email them. You pick Thursday. You pick a winner. You have to pick 2, right, Bri? You pick 2 winners Thursday, 2 winners Friday. Then you can't pick those teams the rest of the way. And if you win that, you have to pick 1 a day for every game, for every day that there's basketball played. You pick 1 winner the rest of the way. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. People buy back in, but hit up bracket on extrapoints.com/arcade. Also, our Cinderella contest. If you're a student in a 12, 13, 14, 15 seed in the men's tournament, we'd like to give you tuition money. Hit us up at Extra Points Pod. Do that. And then, we have that phone number. One crying moment. 424-225-2726. And then we got Tate Frazier tomorrow, guys. We're going to go over 21 games. The first 21 games, you're going to pick 7 each. We're going to fly through these, give you winners for Thursday, Friday. Going to be a lot of fun. And that'll do it for another episode of Against All Odds for Mikey Meatballs. For Babyface Joel Solomon, the Degenerate Trifecta, I'm Sal saying so long and happy handicapping.